You're looking at Monica Webb of Atlanta, Georgia, currently ranked 6th in the world of women's championship 9-ball. A player of enormous promise since an early age, she has, this week, already matched her best finish ever on the WPBA Classic Tour. But to move into the truly elite level on tour, she'll need to win again. And her obstacle is a giant one. Number 2 ranked Karen Corr, the Irish invader, former Player of the Year, current U.S. Open and BCA Open 9-ball champion, herself trying to regain the number 1 ranking in the world. To do that, she'll have to win today to move into the finals of the Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic. Welcome, everybody, to semifinal action in the Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic, presented by the American Pool Players Association. Wow. Part of the great crowd we have here this week, the Paradise Hotel Casino in East Peoria, Illinois. Mitch Lawrence, thrilled to be here with this great supportive crowd. And the number 6 ranked player in the world, Monica Webb. You have already reached the highest position you've had on the Classic Tour so far. To move ahead, you have some pretty substantial work to do, though.
Well, I have a little obstacle in the way, but hopefully I'll be sending her home soon. I have my eye on number 1.
You have your eye on number 1. There's only one way you're going to do that. That's to start off by getting through the number 2 ranked player in the world, who is over there with the striking Viking, Ava Mattia Lawrence.
Well, I have a feeling that Karen Corr has a little bit to say about this. Karen?
I reckon the lanky leprechaun's ready for action.
A couple of players obviously having a lot of fun with each other before the match. Here is how they got to this point. A look at our road to the finals. Monica Webb with a victory over 10th ranked Kim Shaw now meets Karen Corr. The winner of this match will move on and meet undefeated Allison Fisher waiting in the finals. Allison, the defending champion here at the Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic. Both of these players want that opportunity for a little bit different reasons. Perhaps Karen Corr wants to regain the number 1 ranking in the world. And would she beat Allison in a final matchup? She would indeed do that, and that is quite an accomplishment. And Monica Webb needs this to move into at least 2nd place and a chance to win her first title on the WPBA Classic Tour. Having won the lag, here is Monica Webb. And she will begin our match with the opening break, Ava.
And a bit of a sloppy break there. She hit off center on the 1 ball, but it still worked out for her. She made the 1 ball, and the result of the normal result of a poorly hit break shot is the 2 ball now is down here. The 1 ended off right on this rail, so she's going to be forced to push. She can't even play a safety because the 8 and the 9 are in the way.
You'd like to have a chance on the opening break to really stay at the table, get some shots in, feel the speed of the table. Monica Webb will push out. We'll see if Karen Corr will give her this back or not, as is her option on the push out. Karen will take a look at it. And speaking of tables, there's a look at a beautiful Gibson table by Brunswick Billiards. As we mentioned, the playing equipment and official sponsors that bring you the WPBA Classic Tour. Centennial balls will be used also by Brunswick. The Big Break rack by Brunswick Billiards, and Simonis 860 cloth. Fabulous equipment. And Monica Webb gets that back, Ava.
She does, and if she can see half of this ball, I'm a little bit surprised, because Monica has an opportunity here, as you can see, the 8, the 9, the 6, the 5. There's a lot of balls there to go ahead and hide behind. So interesting choice there by Karen, but apparently she could see less of it. Obviously she could see enough of it to hit it, but she tried to go a little too thin there.
And sometimes we talk about it, that you go for a long, tough, thin slice, and how often do we see a player miss it altogether? And big break here for Karen Corr.
Absolutely, especially the fact that it was Monica's break, an opportunity here for Karen to possibly take this first rack and have the break after that to follow up with. So we'll see what happens here. She made a really good position shot there. Obviously she had ball in hand, so it was no surprise, but now She came up a little bit short. She's going to be forced to use the bridge. The 5 balls you can see is up here. So all she really needs to do is get somewhat up towards the middle of the table. Just try to get a little bit closer to the 5 here. Maybe not quite that close. She wants it to stop now, anytime. All right, she's in good shape.
Please stop.
She almost went right past that line where it's all of a sudden a very difficult shot. Now she has to just play a speed shot here, Mitch. Go ahead and slice this 5 ball in. As you can see, it's a pretty thin cut. She doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. Just play the speed to come across. And back in perfect position.
Quickly give you the rules of the game here in the opening rack. It's a race to 7 to move into the finals. 30-second shot clock on each player with 1 extension per rack, and it will be cue ball fouls only. Now, often do we talk about feeling the speed of the cloth and getting used to the conditions, and that is what Karen is doing now, thanks to that ball in hand situation that Monica left her with. Karen Core, originally from Ballymoney in Northern Ireland, now living in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. And one of the 2 most dominant players in the world over the last, seems like forever, Ava, number of years, that Karen and Allison Fisher have dominated the sport.
Pretty amazing rivalry there between these 2 players. And neither one of them let up. And, it's very interesting because a lot of times you'll have your spurt of being on top of your game, but her and Allison both have just managed to keep such high standards for so long. It's pretty incredible.
And it's a good point. And I think as we watch Karen make that 9 with ease, that is a definite motivating factor for Karen Core. She knows, I think, that she can regain the #1 ranking in the world if she can get back to Allison Fisher and take the title. She will have the break in rack 2. The Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic is brought to you by Ozone Billiards, your online source for billiard supplies. By the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. Inside the Paradise Hotel Casino in East Peoria, Illinois, Mitch Lawrence and Ava Lawrence and an incredibly supportive group of pool fans. You will not find a more supportive group anywhere than there are, not just in the Midwest. We're only about 3 hours from Chicago by car, but they have come from all over the United States, literally, to watch these great players. This week, they are knowledgeable and very, very clear about how much they enjoy watching these women play 9 ball. Karen Core at the table up 1 rack to none in a race to 7. And nothing on the break for Karen.
Bit of a miss hit there. She looked like she jumped up a little bit on the break. Her timing was just a hair off. And now you have a little bit of a mess. You can see here the 2 and the 6 ball tied up down there. The 6 may be makeable in the pocket, but here's the 1 and the 4. The 7 and the 9 a little bit. So this could turn out to be one of those interesting safety battle kind of racks. The balls dictate what's going to happen here, so Monica's not going to take any chances, just start out with a safety, and she hit a pretty good safe there, but she has left an excellent opportunity for Karen to come with a really good safety by hitting the cue ball in here, hit the 1 this way, and have the cue ball just come up, not only hide behind the 2 and the 6, but potentially break them up and solve that problem right there, if it indeed it is one.
That's what she's trying to do.
Oh boy,
But
a
did
little
not,
off
I
on
don't think she quite got
speed
it.
there. No, not at all.
And Monica needs to make something happen, Ava. And the reason I say that is even though it's early in the match, even though she's only one rack down, if you let Karen Corr get out and win a couple racks early, then the pressure immediately comes back to you, and you start playing a different game than the one you need to play.
That's so true. And not only that, but when Karen Corr gets ahead, she starts freewheeling a little bit, letting that stroke loose, and you're in big trouble for more reason than just that. And look at this. Monica knows that, and she just made a really good shot right there. From the position she was in, even if Karen can hit this one ball, it was still a good attempt on Monica's part. And I think it looks like Karen's going to be forced to kick. And if she can, she'll go this way, just to the right of the 6 ball, a little bit of left spin. What she'd like to do is hit a solid hit on this 1 ball to send the 1 ball down table and have the 3 just, the cue ball just drift up behind the 3. Let's see if she could do it. Well, she had the shot, just a little bit too firm. But Karen knows it's good enough, at least not to have an offensive shot for Monica. She's forced to play safety again. The 1 ball is right on the rail.
These two have already had one great match during this tournament week in this double elimination format on tour. Karen coming out on top 9-8. Fantastic match. Karen was glad to win it. Monica thought she should have won it. A late battle in that match gave it to Karen. So this is kind of, Ava, an extension of what's gone on already at this tournament with these two. I guess at 9-8 you start feeling like this is just an extension when it's that
That's
close.
true. Let's resume the game tomorrow. You know what's interesting is that Karen, for a lot of players, is a difficult player to play against. She is very deliberate. She is on the slow side. She really plays a different kind of game than the more open kind of, happy-go-lucky pool players. Being a snooker player, it's a little bit more controlled. And then on top of that, she doesn't miss very often, which is the worst combination you can possibly play against. But Monica so admires Karen's game, and she appreciates what Karen is doing, that she's one of those players that she doesn't mind playing Karen. She usually plays a really good game playing against Karen. And as we're talking there, what she was trying to do, Karen was trying a really difficult shot that I don't even know if was possible. She couldn't hit enough of the 2 to make it, so she tried to spin it with some right spin, tried to hold the 2 to where it drifted out and went in, and it was just too tall of an order.
This would be ironic if Monica were to beat Karen, because you mentioned something pretty important. We talked to Monica before the match about who her idols in the game were. She mentioned her practice partner and friend, Helena Tornfeld, and she said that Karen Corr was definitely an idol of hers. Nice shot there. We'll see where the 3 winds up. I'll get back to that in a second, Ava. You want to just talk about the shot coming up, because the pockets looked a little bit blocked here.
Well, they do. I don't believe the 3 balls pocketed past the 5, but the 4 ball, I think, is far enough away from the pocket where she can make it in the bottom part of the screen here. I think the 4 is just out of the way enough. Just center ball. Doesn't matter where the cue ball goes. She knows she's going to get position.
There's a good angle, yep.
Good shot right there.
Good shot. Just to resume that, when we asked her about her idol, she said that Karen Corr was indeed an idol of hers because of her dedication and commitment to always getting better and her work ethic, and the fact that Karen Corr, according to Monica, sets no limits on how far she can go in the game.
Exactly.
And to Monica, that's a big deal. I'm interested to see if it affects at all how Monica tends to play against her.
Well, and it, like I said, it does, because she just really bears down. She has that healthy respect as opposed to fear of Karen. Monica knows very well that her game is strong enough to win, but because she has such a great respect for Karen's game, she really does bear down in a different way than you may do with someone that you have even the slightest bit less respect for. So she knows the damage that Karen can inflict if you make any mistakes. So we'll see here. She really needs to run this rack for sure.
Hello.
That was your old classic jab right there. There was nothing controlled about that stroke at all. Very quick backstroke, quicker than normal, and no hesitation at the back at all. And she just overspun that big time. And Karen now wide open here to take control of this match. Well played. Well played, good cue ball control. She wanted to get a little farther. She would have loved to come in here and just shoot a stop shot there on the 7. Now she's forced to go down this way, maybe with some reverse, come back up here, or go all the way around and come and play the 8 ball in the same side pocket.
And we'll get a good idea of what kind of speed control she has on that cue ball with this shot. And
well, that's not bad.
There's that. One ball left for a 2-rack lead. The 2001 Classic Tour Player of the Year won every tour title in 2001. And has not really let up since. There's someone named Allison Fisher who's been right there with her every step of the way, but Karen Corr doing what she can do to get another crack at Allison, up by 2 racks. Monica with the break.
I hate to think that was a flash photography I saw on the side of my eye there.
Inside the Paradise Hotel Casino, East Peoria, Illinois, Mitch Lawrence and Ava Mattia Lawrence, the striking Viking here, bringing you the action. Karen Corr up by 4-0, moving into rack number 5. After Monica Webb with another mistake in rack 3, and Karen capitalizing again, and Monica Webb running out of a bit of time. Rack 4 saw Monica Webb with a very, very tough scratch after a good shot. Karen Corr ball in hand, and when you give Karen ball in hand and not too many problems left on the table, she's going to take advantage, and she did. Monica with the break, and Ava, right now is Monica's time.
Do or die right here. If she's going to have a chance to really get back in this match and get under Karen's skin a little bit, she has to win this rack, and she needed an open shot there again. A little bit unfortunate. She did hit the cue ball off a little bit. You want the cue ball right here. If it's in the center, she would have had position on the 1, but as it turned out, instead, the cue ball got away from her just a little bit, and being on the rail like that, she got snookered. Didn't have to happen again, but...
Oh, brother.
Yeah, I know what you, I know how she feels
What's
right
that line
now.
in The Color of Money? It's like a nightmare.
And sometimes you
Oh,
have to
boy.
feel that way. In that last rack,
Yeah.
she played a good safety, Monica did, and then
Stay
Karen missed a jump after the safety and got safe on that.
That's true.
Monica then made a good shot, but wound up scratching. She came back to the table and said what a brutal scratch that was. And now you have a good break, and all of a sudden the 8 rolls in, and you have no shot on the 1.
I think
So-
Monica thinks the stars are a little bit out of alignment here. She can't even push out here, Mitch. She doesn't know what the only thing she can do. She's forced to kick at this because the 1 ball is right there by the side pocket. I mean, the corner pocket. There's really no place for her to push out to. So she is going for it right here. Looks like she's going 2 rails, and look at this. She deserves a break here. She deserves a break. Is she gonna get it? Well. The fact that the 6 ball it looks like it may be blocking the pocket for the corner pocket. There is a cut shot on the side, but not as easy as if the corner pocket would have been open for Karen here. So at least she has something
You're looking for
positive
small favors
happening.
here, yeah.
1 ball obviously is very big. Look where the 2-9 combination is right here. This is a huge 1 ball. I have a feeling Karen is not going to go for anything crazy here. Watch this. Watch this. Hello. Monica's already at the table. Look at this. What a huge, huge break for Monica.
Now, I'm thinking Karen saw that and tried to make something happen down there.
She tried playing a safety.
I would have to think.
She tried playing a safety and get the cue ball behind those balls or in some. She had not an easy situation. She couldn't make the one ball anywhere. Tried to play a safety, and Monica's quite all right with this turnout of that safety.
With this right there. And this is exactly what she needs if she can get this 2-9 combination, is to get a quick rack on the board. Karen would have the break in the next rack.
You bet. She has to make this.
There it is. And I knew this crowd would go crazy. They've been really wanting something to happen here. Here's another look at it, and this is a firm, very, very committed shot by Monica Webb. That's what she needed to have. She gets on the board here in East Peoria, but Karen Corr has the break. As we do every year, we have had a fabulous week here at the Paradise Hotel Casino, who bills itself as the friendliest casino in the Midwest. We see no reason to argue. The Paradise Hotel Casino in East Peoria, Illinois, the site. The Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic semifinal action. One of these two players will move into the finals. We're in rack 7. Karen Corr leading 4-2 now. And in rack 6, after a couple of mistakes by both players, uncharacteristically, Monica Webb takes advantage and gets rack 6. And here she is at the table in rack 7 with the break. So down 4-0 at one point, now down 4-2. To Karen Corr. Monica Webb is fighting back-to-back racks. Say that 10 times fast, back-to-back racks. And she needs to...
Oh, 9-ball in the side.
And you see a reaction from Monica Webb.
Wow.
Certainly worth another look here. And if you don't think she's jazzed right now, as is everybody else,
watch the 8-ball goes right into the 9, and a little help from the 1-ball.
I'm back.
there you go. You heard it, and you see Monica Webb at the top of the screen clenching that fist, a little bit of a fist pump. You want to get excited, but not too excited. Here's a look from above, Ava.
Well, the 9-ball did what it's supposed to do. It stayed kind of in the middle, but the 8 just shot from that bottom rail and carom off the 1-ball into the side, and that is so what Monica needed, and what a nightmare for Karen after the mistake she made in the last rack and then be punished by 2 racks like that.
Opening 4 racks to Karen Corr, 3 to Monica Webb, down by a rack in East Peoria. And now it's time to take a look at some of our other top finishers, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. Our first page sees the names of Sarah Ellaby, Julie Kelly, and Jeanette Lee. But how about this finish for Melissa Herndon, the native of Thibodaux, Louisiana, ties her highest finish on tour. Our second page sees a great tournament for Tiffany Nelson of East Rutherford, New Jersey, one of the most exciting up-and-coming stars on the WPBA Classic Tour.
I always love this event in Peoria. My parents always come, my sister, my brother. It's just nice having them there watching me play and rooting me on.
The Paradise Hotel Casino in East Peoria, Illinois. They call it Illinois River Country, and it is beautiful Midwestern country here. Karen Corr and Monica Webb going at it. You see who moves on into the finals against Allison Fisher. Rack number 9. Karen leading 5-3 at this point. After rack number 8. The safety battle back and forth and back and forth. Karen Corr finally taking advantage and control of that rack. And it was getting very tense in Karen's corner. Having won the first 4 racks, Monica Webb came back in a big way, got to within a rack, but now finds herself trailing by 2 again. And we're getting to crunch time. She needs to stay at the table and get this rack back.
Well, Karen dodged 1 bullet there. The 9 ball didn't make, wasn't in pocket on the break there, so she's happy about that. The problem is that Monica made a ball on the break, and she has a shot at the 2. 2 ball being right here. She can slice that into the corner ball, no problem. 3 ball's pretty open. This is going to be an issue right here unless she goes into the balls right now. The best thing could happen right now for Monica would be to make this 2, have the cue ball go 1 rail and straight in and break those open. Look at that. Way to solve that. She had a great opportunity to solve that, and she did. And now her only major problem left, look where the 5 and the 6 are. 5 ball is blocked by the 6, can't go in the corner pocket. So again, looks like she's hitting low right there. She's just going to go straight across, go into those 2 balls, try to split them open, and hopefully get a shot at the 5 ball. How's that?
Very confident stroke there by Monica Webb.
She did a really good job there. She has a bit of a tester here, the 5 ball in the side, a little backwards cut, but she should be fine. 6 ball being where it is, again, fairly close to the pocket. She has a couple of different options here. She could force the cue ball down into the rail and back up again, or she can just go with high and go around that 8 ball, 2 rails up for position, into the bottom rail, side cushion, and back up. 1, 2, perfect.
And you see the confidence. This is how Monica's been playing all week. A very, very confident player. So early in this match, when she was not making the shots she needed to make, we saw a little bit different Monica Webb, but something she's been working on extremely hard after a couple of mediocre starts to the Classic Tour season. In Tunica and San Diego, she came back very strongly at the BCA Open 9-ball championships, finishing 5th and 6th. And she said she has rededicated herself to practicing. A lot of other things going on in her life, Ava. Personal things, a new house, all kinds of things. And she said, I realized I need to get back to pool and playing all the time. And she is. And now, in rack 5 of this match, may have been a big turnaround for her. We'll see.
Well, I got to tell you this. This is the second match now that Monica has played in this tournament, in the TV matches, and this very rack is the first time that I have seen the Monica, the attitude and the confidence and the poise of Monica in the prior parts of the tournament. She has finally settled in, is what it looks like, and she is ready to play, and Karen needs to not make any more unforced errors because Monica is ready to actually play her game.
Well, we will see if it's too little too late for Monica Webb, or if she gets a chance to even this match up. Karen Corr will have the break here in East Peoria. Closed captioning provided by Ozone Billiards, your online source for billiard supplies. Karen Corr, originally of Ballymoney in Northern Ireland, now living in Feasterville, Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia, at the table, up by a rack at 5-4, in a race to 7 to move into the finals against Allison Fisher of the Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic, presented by the American Pool Players Association. And once again, here comes Monica Webb. She is not going away. She will have ball in hand now after breaking and running out in rack 9. Let's take another look, Ava.
Well, I don't recall Karen having hit a solid break shot yet. The cue ball, it was bound to happen sooner or later that she was going to scratch because she's not hitting a solid hit on that one. She's just a little bit off on every break that I can recall in this match. And what a devastating thing for Karen to have happen right now, giving Monica a chance here to tie this match. She really needed to at least get an opportunity to play a safety. We have a bug on the table.
Bug on the table, bug on the table. Tournament director Steve Tipton comes over, and he will remove the offending bug. Sometimes they just fly into the light and drop down on the table. Either that or they wanted a better seat, and they have paid for it. Monica Webb now. Again, trying to tie this match up. And for those of you just joining us, Monica Webb was down 4 racks to nothing against the #2 player in the world, and then got 3 racks in a row to get it back to 4-3. We've alternated racks, and here we are at 5-4.
Monica will just focus on making this 2-ball, and all she has to worry about here is the speed. She's coming to rail, and she wants it to go a little bit farther. But I think she has a good enough of an angle here to at least draw it into the 8. That'll leave a tough cut on the 5, but what she wanted to do is get right about in here where she can make the 3-ball and get the cue ball right back here. She needs to really put a lot of draw on this, not just a stun shot, but really draw it past this 8-ball. And that missing that 3-ball was a direct result of getting just a little bit out of line. She tried to cheat the pocket a little bit to avoid that 8-ball, and that's why she missed the 3. And Karen is wishing that the 3-ball was a little bit easier than it is right now.
Yeah, because this is, well, you can see it right there.
When somebody misses a ball, you really think that you deserve to get a shot after a miss. But because she played position for the 5, which was clear on the other side of the table, odds were good that she was going to leave some kind of safety for Karen. See here if she decides to, well, she's just going 1 rail as opposed to a 2-rail kick here. Must hit.
Good hit. You could tell that there was flirting with that corner pocket. And after a number of scratches, Karen Corr has to be feeling that.
And you're right, Mitch. Not only was it a good hit to make contact there, but she put Monica in a position where even if Monica makes the 3-ball, getting position on the 5 is really difficult. Looks like Monica may go for a bank. Watch this. She could play the 3-ball, 1 rail into the side pocket, and at the same time she has built-in position. She didn't hit it hard enough to do that, but she got that cue ball down for the 5, but now she's left a shot for Karen. That was a little bit weak. It's not what she wanted to do.
You know, these are the times during a match in the middle racks, the key racks,
You bet.
moving toward the hill, where you've got to pick yourself up and really, because the energy, everything, you're so intense, and then if it dips at all,
Exactly.
it's really critical. And I think if you're the players, obviously they're there and they're focused, but you got to really get in there and dig.
And this is where Karen really needs to dig. And if she can come out of this one and make this 3, force the cue ball and have it draw it back for the 5-ball here. Look at this. That is
Wow.
the
Talk
shot
about
of
digging
an
right
experienced champion right there. That was a really tough shot on the 3, and getting the cue ball back, she hit a beautiful shot. While we were in commercial, Karen took a quick break to kind of refocus and regroup, and I think that it's paid off.
Well, the last 2 strokes have shown me
Textbook
something.
perfect, you bet. She was a little unfortunate there, though, Mitch. That did not pay off. She ended up dead straight, it looks like, on the 6. The only place she didn't want to be here. Luckily, she's not on the rail, so she can draw it back and at least get some kind of a shot on the 7. The good thing is all she has to do is shoot a stop shot on the 7 here, Mitch. She doesn't have to do much with the cue ball to get position on the 8.
This would put Karen on the hill. Monica will have the break in rack number 11. The way things have been going, that's not a sign that you're going to take a rack for sure. Although Monica did break and run out in rack 9, so. We've still got some work. That's a nice shot there by Karen.
sigh of relief there.
Well, you know, in any sport, there are times when you're just not playing as well as you can play. We've seen both these players play up to an incredibly high standard, and when they're not there, I said this earlier, we get disappointed, like somehow they're just supposed to hit every shot perfectly,
Exactly.
every position perfect, everything. And when they don't, it's strange in a way, and especially with Karen, who's done it so often.
Exactly.
Those are the times when she needs to really get in there and say, okay, it may not be pretty, but I'm just going to do the work I have to do. So important. And it shows what true champions are made of. Karen Corr staying with it and now finds herself on the hill at 6-4. Monica Webb will have the break and try to stay alive. Here's a look at two of the great products brought to us by Brunswick Billiards, both of them official products of the WPBA Classic Tour, the Big Break Rack and Centennial Balls. Monica Webb of Atlanta, Georgia at the table. And the crowd appreciative of both of these players. Monica for hanging in, Karen for hanging in. It's been a very interesting, good matchup. See the three goes in. And will she have it? Looks like she has a look at the one down table, Ava.
What a dream thing to have happen to the one ball by landing this close to the pocket right here when she let the cue ball go the way she did. Cue ball way at that side of the table, but was fortunate enough. She does have a clear shot at this one ball, even though the 6 is so close and was flirting with really messing things up. Problem is, what kind of position can she get with it after making the 1? 2 is right there, so she glanced right off of it. Look out, 8. Look out, 8 ball.
I think she's
Oh, boy.
okay.
She's okay, but when
But
you're
nothing,
straight
yeah,
in,
straight in, yep.
on the rail, and the 5 balls down here is not a good thing. Quite no, I don't think she has enough of an angle to force the cue ball. Normally, if you just get a slight bit of an angle, you can force the cue ball down to the other side of the table enough to get a shot, but things are looking a little gloom. Well, you know, look at this. She's got just enough of an angle to force it into the rail. Can she make it all the way down?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Oh, the crowd is loving this. Would they love a hill-hill match here or what?
They've been around all week. Terrific support from not only the East Peoria and Peoria community and the West Peoria and North and South Peoria community, but from all over. We've talked to people from Philadelphia, from St. Louis, they just get in their cars and they come. They love 9-ball and they love watching the best players in the world. 64 of them start the week out trying to win the title. Right now we're down to 3. These two and Allison Fisher waiting.
Little tricky shot here, almost straight in, a little bit of an angle left, and she has to force it. Does it get there? She got a little straighter on that 8 ball than she wanted, and now she's paying for it with a much tougher cut on the 9 than she wanted. Obviously very makeable, but still, with the pressure on the line like this, the match on the line, much tougher cut than she wanted.
That shot shows me something about Monica Webb right there.
She keeps saying she's ready to win and that she's about to prove it, or at least try to prove it.
There are times when you fold under that kind of pressure, but Monica Webb comes through, puts it back on Karen Corr, who has the break and will try to close it out in East Peoria. The Brunswick Billiards Midwest Classic is brought to you by the Paradise Hotel Casino, the perfect climate for winning. By Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. And by Simonis Cloth, since 1680, the cloth of champion. The Paradise Hotel Casino, East Peoria, Illinois. Karen Corr, Monica Webb, and hundreds of appreciative fans. Monica Webb, for the second time in this match, breaks and runs out the stake votes within a rack of Karen Corr. She's down by a rack. Karen needs one more to move into the finals against Allison Fisher.
Bringing up the here comes.
Boy, we have sure said that a lot over the last few years. Monica would like nothing more than to break that little string of Allison and Karen meeting in the finals of tournaments. There goes the 6.
Well, she almost hit it good. As you could see there, the cue ball hit. It looked like it was going to stick, but then she had a little bit too much high on it, and it stopped and then rolled forward, and the result is she's blocked behind the 8. It looked like it was going to stay fairly close to the middle of the table, but now she's forced to go into push-up mode here again, Mitch. And that's a big difference. If your break is working and you can keep control of the table, even if you can play a safety, but if it's not working and you constantly have to let the other player get in and do their thing and hope that their thing isn't quite good enough, it's an uphill battle to win a match.
And Karen with an early extension in this rack, so see if that comes back to bite her later on.
She's getting jump stick.
That's an interesting choice here. Instead of pushing out, Karen is going for her jump cue. And I don't even know if the 1 ball passes into the corner pocket right there past the 2. So I guess she's trying for a 1-2 combination with the jump cue, jumping over the edge of the 8, over the whole 7. This will be
There's going to be some
this will
balls
be the
moving.
shot of the day here if she can pull this off. Oh, she went for the bank. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes. That was...
Holy smokes.
Look at this shot, you guys. This is just absolutely amazing. Talk about some confidence, some saying, you know what, I'm going for it.
Well, here's an interesting thing. You talked earlier about the difference in Karen Corr's game between being aggressive and not aggressive. Playing safeties, pushing out, not playing them. And how's that for an example of going for a shot at a critical point
That's so
that
true.
she never would have gone for a couple of years
All
ago?
of you have been watching Karen since she got over here develop as a pool player as opposed to a very defensive snooker player. She really has started going for the big shot from time to time, 1 or 2 times per match.
She knew
wow.
she hit it hard when she hit it. You
Yep.
saw her react. And
Which
boy,
is a
wow.
shame after
Oh.
the shot she just dared to go for and executed so perfectly.
Well-
It's a shame to have that happen right behind it.
A little too much adrenaline, maybe. It's such an exciting shot.
You know, and that's not even a joke. I mean, that's the truth. You
That's
get that,
what I meant. I meant
that adrenaline.
seriously that you got to calm down.
Exactly, because it kicks in and you have to really settle and calm down after you come with that kind of a shot.
Wow.
Fortunately for Karen, she's pretty proficient here with the bridge. I'm going to try to play a 2-rail safety here, get behind. Came up a little bit short. She wanted to preferably be behind that 4, but you know what? The 8's
Pretty
in the
good.
way. Good enough right there.
Wow. That energized the crowd. All of a sudden, you see a shot like that, and just boom, place explodes.
It's been an amazing match, the way it's gone back and forth. And here, I mean, it's very close, but I would be surprised if she tried to hit this. If she's better off going to get a good, solid hit on it instead of taking a chance.
She's standing there. If she hears 10 again. Okay, she's down over the shot.
She wants a good, solid hit here. That's it, right there. Look at this, behind the 8 ball. How solid was that? She was a little lucky that 3 ball hit off the 5 to slow it down, or it could have come all the way around again for a shot for Karen, but as it turned out, she looked like a genius and came out, smelled like a rose after that shot.
You know what I liked? I just liked the force of the hit.
Yeah.
She really goes
Hey,
for
there are
those
6
shots now.
pockets.
Well,
she couldn't come up with a good safety,
smart.
so she said, I'm going to hit it hard. And here's the jump lady again.
Tries to go for 2 in a row. Let's see if she can hide it behind the 7. Sometimes when it's going your way, it's going your way. And what a time for that to happen for Karen Corr.
It's the old saying, it pays to hit 'em. You are just as allowed to get a little lucky when you kick at a ball or you jump at a ball as you are not to. So
now Monica's going for the jump cue. So this is a jump fest rack.
And you know what? I have a feeling she's going for the bank shot here too, Mitch.
Monica has to be feeling good. I know this is going to sound strange, but were she to lose this match to Karen, she can still feel confident and good about what she did coming back.
No question. Monica hit the wrong side of the 3 there. Unfortunately, she tried to go for the bank. She has left an open shot for Karen, but I think your point is so well stated. I think that going into the next tour stop, she can be proud of herself, happy with her performance. She was really struggling in her first match on television. She struggled in the beginning of this and then snapped out of it. And that's what she needed to get the confidence to feel like she belongs here and she's a player and she is in contention to win.
Well, she finished 5th, 6th at the BCA Open. We'll watch Karen here.
Shock.
Monica finished 5th, 6th at the BCA Open 9-ball championship, one of the strongest fields in the world. Then comes back here, and this would be at least a 3rd place finish. We're not giving this to Karen yet, but we're just talking theoretically. So she's moving in the right direction against all these players. She had a great week this week, beat Jeanette Lee once, beat Melissa Hernan to get onto TV. And Karen has had another fantastic week and is now 4 balls away from a finals matchup with her nemesis, her great rival, Allison Fisher.
And Karen is faced now with the last key shot she has left. If she can make this and get position on the 7, she should be home free. She really has a bit of a touchy shot here. She's going to draw this back to play. The 7 in the side is really about speed control. Nothing horrible can happen here. Question is she going to have an easy shot or is she going to have some work left to do? And she's going to have some work left to do. She got about 4 or 5 inches, almost 6 inches too far. She wanted to be straight in on this 7 ball in the side pocket. This right here is where she wanted to be and just shoot that there. 8 ball here, she was home free. Now, much tougher shot, very makeable, but with all that adrenaline going, only a champion hit it. That makes it look that easily.
2 balls left.
She's a little too straight in here than she wants to be. She wanted a little bit of an angle to drift over.
Isn't it?
It's always something.
Solid.
All right.
Still some work to do. And
you know,
she
these
knows
are the
it.
kind
Look
of
at her.
shots. These are the kind of shots that if you're playing at home or you're playing on your Tuesday night league in a pool room or you're at your neighbor's house, there is no problem. Of course, you're going to run out. Karen will run out 100 out of 100 times. But when the pressure that these players are under right here,
this for to move into the finals. And there it is. Karen Corr. A very, very hard-fought victory over a game Monica Webb. 7-5.
Please give you those girls a great round of applause. Her best finish today. 3rd place here in Peoria.
And now it's time for our super shot of the match, brought to you by Brunswick Billiards. Rack number 12, Karen Corr at the table. Monica Webb breathing down her neck. And Karen Corr says, this is the kind of player I am. This is the kind of champion I am. I'll show you what a great jump shot is about. The 1 comes down table. Look at the position on the 2 at the other end of the table. Karen Corr goes on to beat Monica Webb, 7-5. And now Karen will move on against Allison Fisher, waiting in the finals, the number 1 and number 2 players in the world. once again meeting up with each other. We've grown accustomed to it, but it will never fail to be a great matchup. We've had a fabulous time in East Peoria. Thanks for being with us. Keep your eyes open for that final matchup between Karen and Allison. Rachel Mattia Lawrence. I'm Mitch Lawrence. So long from East Peoria. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.